Welcome to the deep dive. We take a whole stack of sources, pull out the key stuff, and break it down for you.
Yep, get right to the core ideas.
And today, we're heading deep into Texas, but, not for the usual reasons. No barbecue today.
Yeah, right. Something a bit different.
We are talking about Texit Coin. It's a cryptocurrency, and it's making this really, really bold claim. A path to $16.
$16, yeah, that's a number.
It really is, especially because, for context here, Texit Coin, it's currently trading around 15 cents.
15 cents. Okay, so yeah, that gap between 15 cents and $16 is pretty dramatic.
You could say that. It certainly is, and that ambition for what seems like a pretty small project right now.
That's what makes it interesting, doesn't it? The sheer scale of the claim. You have
Yeah.
to ask, I mean, can they actually bridge that kind of gap?
That really is the core question, isn't it? So Texit Coin, or TXC, it's not just trying to be, another altcoin out there.
Right, not just another face in the crypto crowd.
It's specifically Texas-born, and they're framing it almost like a local economic movement, something really rooted in Texas culture, Texas business.
Yeah, that local angle is key.
So the big question for this deep dive really is this Texit Coin ambition. Is it just, hype? Is there genuine hope there? Or maybe something more solid behind it?
It's a really crucial question. And if we look at the tech side first, the foundation, it's built on script proof of work.
Script. Okay, so that's like Litecoin, right?
Exactly like Litecoin. It's a well-known algorithm, been around, pretty secure, used for validating transactions, making new coins. So a solid base, technically speaking.
Okay, solid base. But you mentioned before there's kind of a twist, something unique about their approach to the tech.
Yeah, there is. The really distinctive part, according to the sources, is the mining. It's geo-restricted.
Geo-restricted, meaning?
Meaning only miners who are physically located inside Texas can actually secure the network and, earn the TXC rewards.
Wow. Okay, so it's literally Texas only for mining.
Precisely. It's a genuinely localized effort in that sense.
So they're not just aiming for a global coin, they're actively building this digital fence around Texas for the miners. That's a huge part of their identity, isn't it?
It seems to be. Our sources really highlight their claim. No pre-mine, no insiders, just Texans mining for Texans.
Texans mining for Texans. That really doubles down on the local focus.
It's absolutely central. This geo-restriction, it's not just a technical feature. It's meant to directly support their whole vision.
And that vision is?
To build a truly local, community-driven currency. They want it used by businesses, by people, but specifically within Texas, designed for, fast, cheap transactions, everyday stuff.
So, like paying for coffee, shopping at local stores, all with Texit Coin. Basically a kind of closed-loop digital economy just for Texas.
That seems to be the goal, yeah.
That is incredibly ambitious. I mean, what does that even tell us, though, if it works or if it fails, about whether these hyper-local digital currencies are even viable?
That's a fantastic question, because it's not something we've really seen tried successfully, certainly not at the scale of a whole U.S. state.
Right. Most cryptos want to go global.
Exactly. So Texit Coin deliberately limiting itself geographically, it makes it a really fascinating test case. If it takes off, maybe it inspires other regions. If it fizzles out,
then maybe it shows that decentralization doesn't really work well when you tie it to, physical borders.
Could be. It might reinforce that idea, yeah, that crypto thrives best without those kinds of limitations. It's a real experiment.
Okay, so a seriously ambitious goal, a unique local twist. But let's get back to that price. The big multi-million-dollar question, literally, how do they actually plan to get from 15 cents to $16? Especially, within 18 months, they're saying?
Yeah, the timeline is aggressive, too.
What's the strategy according to the data? How does that math supposedly work?
Well, the sources we looked at, they lay out sort of a three-pronged approach.
Okay.
First is pushing mining expansion through referrals.
Referrals, like bring your friends.
Pretty much. New miners get incentivized. They get bonus hash power. That's their mining computing power if they refer other people who start mining too.
Okay, so trying to build that miner base quickly through word of mouth, basically, that could definitely kickstart things. But the second part you mentioned, local merchant adoption. That always seems like the really tough nut to crack for new coins.
Oh, absolutely. Merchant adoption is critical and often the hardest part. So the plan is to actively onboard Texas businesses, get them set up to accept TXC for payments, build out that real-world usage network.
Right, you need places people can actually spend the coin for it to have value beyond speculation.
Exactly. And then the third piece kind of ties it all together, classic network effects.
Ah, the more people use it, the more valuable it becomes.
That's the idea. More miners makes the network more secure, more businesses accepting it means more utility, more places to spend, more people using it creates more transactions.
And hopefully more demand.
Right. They argue that this whole combination, the growing miner base, the merchant adoption, the actual usage, will create real utility and real scarcity, which should, in theory, drive the price up significantly towards that $16 goal.
Okay, it sounds logical, laid out like that. Referrals, get merchants, build the network, but turning that vision into reality, especially on that scale in that time frame, that's a massive challenge.
No question. It's easy to say, much harder to do.
So what are the big concerns, the critiques? What are our sources pointing out as, like, the major potential roadblocks here?
Well, yeah, while the goals are clear, critics definitely raise some flags. For one, the technology itself. As we said, it's script. It works, but
It's not exactly groundbreaking, is it?
no. It's basically, Litecoin with a Texas flag sticker on it. There's no major tech innovation here that sets it apart fundamentally from other established coins.
So if the tech isn't the selling point, that puts even more pressure on the whole Texas-only community aspect and the adoption strategy, doesn't it?
Precisely. The unique value proposition rests almost entirely on that local angle and whether they can execute on it.
Okay. What else?
And that referral-based mining, while it might give them an initial boost,
It might run out of steam?
it could, yeah. Building a sustainable, long-term mining community, especially if the price isn't climbing like they hope, that needs more than just those early referral bonuses. People need a strong economic reason to keep mining.
Makes sense. And the big one for me, you mentioned it earlier, the business adoption. They aim to get Texas businesses on board.
Right.
But the research suggests that right now, that's still mostly theoretical. It's part of the plan, but it's not like there's already this huge network of shops accepting TXC today.
That's a really critical point, yeah. It seems to be much more of a promise for the future than a current reality. Getting widespread merchant adoption is a huge uphill battle.
Okay, so tech isn't new, referral growth might fade, business adoption is still mostly aspirational. What about the market itself? Are analysts predicting this $16 surge?
Well, that's another major disconnect. When you look at the broader crypto market analysis, basically no major analysts are forecasting anything close to $16 for Texit Coin.
Really? What are they saying?
Most predictive models, the ones that are out there, see TXC staying, well below $1, at least for the foreseeable future.
Wow. Below $1 versus a $16 target. That's significant.
It is, and it creates this huge gap between the project's own optimism, maybe the community's belief, and what the external market indicators are suggesting. That's a pattern you often see in these kinds of highly speculative crypto ventures. The internal hype can really outpace the market fundamentals.
Right. So putting it all together then, where does this leave Texit Coin? We started asking, hype, hope, or something more. Is it genuinely building this first-of-its-kind local blockchain economy, a potential blueprint?
Oh, yes.
Or is it maybe heading towards being, another cautionary tale in the crypto world, another lesson in hype? That seems to be the core tension, right?
That's exactly the tension. And honestly, only time is really going to tell which way it goes for Texit Coin.
Yeah.
But its unique approach, the geo-restricted mining,
Yeah.
the intense focus on local adoption, it makes it a really fascinating project to watch in the crypto space, whatever happens to the price eventually.
It's true. It's definitely testing an interesting idea, pushing boundaries on what a digital currency could be used for.
For sure. It's a case study in progress.
And maybe, just maybe, for you listening, especially if you happen to be tuning in from Texas, who knows? With that Texas-only mining, perhaps you might just be the one mining the next big thing. Or maybe just mining.
Time will tell on that one, too.